During our visit to Zeehan, I visited the old Zeehan School of Mines. The backyard of the School of Mines is a treasure trove for those who love to poke about on old machinery. The rail exhibits include this 2-foot gauge loco built by Krauss of Munich, Germany. The wheel arrangement is 040 and its owner from new was Mount Lyell Mines. Built in 1895 and retired in the early 60s, it had 6 boiler replacements and has travelled 2 million kilometres in its life, towing mineral skips and coke for the smelter furnaces. Much of its early life, it spent 20 hours a day working 6 days a week. Its next locomotive, C1, was built by Bayer Peacock, Manchester, in 1885 for the Tasmanian Government Railway and ran the line between Zeehan and Strahan. This odd line, disconnected from the rest of the government system, enabled the Emu Bay Railway to connect to Trial Harbour and the Mount Lyell Railway connect to Burnie. This Bayer Peacock design found buyers in many Australian states. Similar locos include South Australian Railway's Y-Class and Western Australian Railway's G-Class locos. And now the pride of the fleet of the Emu Bay Railway. Number 6 was built by Dubbs & Co. of Glasgow in 1900 and worked the Emu Bay Railway line from Burnie to Zeehan. In later years, as seen here, it ran the Westcoast surface with the name Murchison on the added smoke deflectors and the 2 blue livery, which added to its streamline update. Murchison's fellow survivor of the original 4 locomotives in the class is number 8, Heemskirk, which has been restored to its original unstreamlined black livery and now resides at the Don River Railway in running condition. Moving on to the plethora of non-rail exhibits, there is a section of the original pipeline for the Upper Lake Margaret Power Station. This hydro-powered station was built by the Mount Lyell Mining and Railway Company to provide energy for its mines in 1914. Zeehan was one of the first cities in Australia to get street lighting. This building housed the first steam generators, and here is the lighting plant. Controls are mounted on marble slabs. This massive piece of equipment is a blast furnace built by Martin & Co. in Gawler, South Australia. At the time, it was the largest of its kind and could treat 200 tonnes of copper ore per day. Portable railway track such as this was used extensively in mining as the face of the mine moved every day. This track features pressed sleepers and clips to hold the rails to gauge. Mining ore cars require heavy suspension to carry the weight of the mined ore. This car discharges from the bottom. Miners' coaches had the seats inclined to carry passengers up and down slopes. Ore buckets, cable wheels, belt wheels, they're all here. The old Zeehan 45-foot turntable, salvaged when the rail yards were bulldozed for mine worker housing, supporting a nice set of split-spoke wheels. The beam from the Stirling Valley mine beam pump, awaiting restoration, apparently. Inside of a typical miner's cottage. It's very cold and wet on the west coast. battery stamp for crushing the ore from the old Cunha mine. This old Crouse locomotive used to haul the local Main Street tramway service. It's in very poor condition and parts have been swapped to other preserved locomotives to restore them. It's currently caged to prevent escape. Underground battery locomotive and a few old ore cars. A miner's coach. Followed by a less comfortable miner's coach. Here is the coach interior. Old diesel generator plant. Wheeled underground loader. This is a recreation of the inside of an engineering workshop where forging, fitting and turning operations were carried out to repair or modify mine equipment. Instructed to move ore from the Hercules mine to Rosebery, the elaborate Hercules to Rosebery aerial ore bucket ropeway was operating at the time of my teenage visit. This tower is a remnant of the highly unusual method of transportation. Rusty compound stationary engine. Rusty tractor. And this beautiful old girl is a poppet head winding engine, twin non-compound steam engine that wound the miners and the ore up and down the mine shafts. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's not for everybody. You really need to be the sort of person who finds joy just wandering around a load of rusty old junk from yesterday. For a more mainstream video on our Tasmanian adventure, watch for our next video.